Hey everyone, welcome and good morning to Amazon Ads Raw. I know it's been a long time since I recorded my last video, but today I'm back and I want to share something with you that I've built for a client, and I think it might be helpful for anybody out there that is managing multiple sales or advertising channels. And it's a simple dashboard in Google Sheets that you can utilize to show the effects on each of the channel, have a run rate calculated each month, and gain some insights into how different channels are working together. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I've created that. And the best thing, you can have this template. You can get a copy. Just send me a note, send me a comment, and I'll send you the link. And then you can make a copy of that, and then you can use it for yourself and adjust. And in this video, I'm going to explain you how I built this, so you can just follow the steps and then adjust it for yourself. And that's it. All right, let's start. The input sheet is obviously for your inputs. There is currently 4 revenue channels marked in green: Amazon, Shopify, TikTok, Order. You can rename them if you don't have TikTok, but you have Walmart or whatever. You just rename them if you want. If you need more than 4, it's gonna be a little bit complicated because you would need to add another column, and that might mess up with the formulas I have in the other things and the pivot tables. So take care. If you add more columns, then you might need to adjust the other things. But I'm pretty sure when you follow this channel, you're technical enough to do that. So here are the revenue channels. Put in your daily revenue. I've filled it with the first 2 months. I filled with some random data, some filler data, so you see how it can look like. J to N is the spend. I'm currently having 5 spend channels: Google, TikTok, Facebook, Amazon, and other. So you can add others as well. If you have affiliate or influencer or any other kind of Reddit, name it, rename it, or put everything into other, how you like it. Obviously, we have the days and the months in the beginning. I filled it out until the end of the year. If you want to use that for next year, just pull down the numbers for next year as well, or copy paste this one and change the year to 2026. Whatever you want to like, feel free. O to R are the calculations, so don't change that. They are all pre-filled. You can see also these columns are already pre-filled. They're just empty right now because nothing is in the other columns. Total revenue is the sum of the revenue, and total spend is the sum of the spend. MER and TACOS are the efficiency, or like this divided by this, or spend divided by total revenue, are the respectively efficiency ratios. Column S and T are your revenue goals and your marketing budget. So this ideally comes from your client, or you come up with that yourself. I broke it down by day, so I'll have it on a daily base. If you want to adjust this to be more precise, I don't know, for a Sunday you have 5,000 more budget, then feel free to adjust this. The way I approach this usually is like, I have a monthly goal. Let's say my monthly goal is 310,000 in revenue. Then I break it down by the number of days. 310,000 divided by 31 days for January is exactly 10,000 revenue per day. I made it easy for me. This is just like random number. It increases every month by an inch, and you can feel free to change these revenue and the marketing budgets. And now let's come over to the fun part where the dashboard starts to add some value, hopefully. The first chart shows you the total revenue versus your goal. The goal is the red line. You can see this is going up until the end of the year because I filled that out until the end of the year. And the blue line is where we're currently at. The same is for spend, red line, blue line. You can see blue is a little bit above the red line. So we're overspending. Our marketing budget is over our plan. And then the next 2 charts are breaking down the revenue and the spend into the individual channels. So I can see my Amazon revenue, Shopify revenue, TikTok revenue. I don't have any other revenue added into the input fields. And I can see my spend. You can see, the 2 $500 spend days for order spend here. You can see these blue popping up here. Otherwise, I had like $5 on order. And so you can see the different channels spend distribution. And now for me at least, the fun thing, which I think adds tons of value because it is a forecasting mechanism, at least within the month. So what you do here is you add your revenue goal and your marketing budget for each of the months. And then what happens in the revenue run rate calculation, it averages your revenue based on the amount of data per month for the month. So I'll show you how that works, and then you'll probably understand this. So for March, we don't have any data in here. Now I put in some data for March, 1st of March, whatever date you want to do. I'll add in 5,000 revenue. And I'll add in 4,000 spent. Now what the run rate is doing, it looks at the average of the current month and extrapolates this until the full month. So the current average is 5,000 because we just have 5,000 in. And now it calculates 5,000 with the remaining numbers of the month, 31. So it comes up with a revenue run rate of 155,000, which is 31 by multiplied with 5, right? That's our revenue run rate, expecting the same revenue each day. This would bring us into a miss of 279,000 according to our plan, because our plan is 433,000. The same for the budget. I added 4,000. Now it's taking this as an average for the day, multiplies it with the remaining days, and we're ending up with 124,000, which is above. I might need to change the color coding here because this should be red and this should be green. Anyways, yeah, this is how it works. If you add more data, obviously it gets more accurate. The more data you add, the more accurate it gets, and it then just takes the, average out of that, and you see, oh, now we are over it because I added 400,000 revenue, and then here we are still over it, even though these values are lower, but the average out of that is still a couple thousand, and then the run rate calculates it linear into the future. All right, MER goal is just like this divided by this, or the other way around, and then the MER run rate basically is just taking the run rate and divide these two with each other. What I did here is I separated out a specific channel and added a budget there as well, and added a run rate there as well. You can do this for a specific channel. You can copy paste this and do it for all the channels. For me, this was important because I'm mainly looking at the Amazon spend and how that is doing, and therefore for me it was important to have this as a separate line item here down below. All right, last two things on the all-time, I called it all-time charts. This is looking at the whole data by month. Our revenue goal, as you saw it in the charts earlier, but this time as a pivot table, the total current revenue, then the same for marketing budget and spend, MER, and revenue goal versus actuals. Did we miss or hit the goal? And then, these charts down here show you total revenue, total spend, and the MER. Total revenue versus revenue goal, total budget versus total spend versus budget. So you can see this by month. And then the spend channels, or the individual advertising channels and their spend and the total spend. So you can see the breakdown here on the different channels, how they distributed. This is a stack bar chart. This is a stack bar chart adjusted to 100%. So you can see the distribution better. It's indexed to 100%. And then lastly, there is a breakdown by revenue channel in the same way like we had it before, but this time it's like a pivot table and a nice little chart here, so you can see that as well. And lastly, I also had a Amazon subscriptions view. Basically, this is what you would see in your Amazon FBA subscriptions dashboard. You get per week your active subscribers, you get per weekday the active subscribers of last year, and then you can plot both on this chart. Basically, this is just like the same what you would see in the dashboard anyways, but I think it's interesting if you talk with your client and you talk about, you know, these things. Maybe it's interesting to also have a look into how subscribers do if you have subscribers. All right, that's all. I think that should cover all of that. Feel free to make a copy of that. Feel free to, you know, adjust it to your needs, and come back to the next video where I might show you another tool. Have a wonderful day. Stay curious. Bye bye.